This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Consider supporting us on Patreon.
So no matter what you do, you're going to fuck up the kids. So why not just send them off somewhere? So
at least if they're gonna get fucked up, you can at least, you know, stay
you're the
up and
good
drink
guy.
wine.
You're the good guy.
USA, Japan, perfect, perfect, perfect. You win.
Have like a Jerry Springer guest house.
Jerry Springer guesthouse for the win.
Yeah.
I'll fight somebody. Hey guys, it's Papa Tika. We're doing another guest house interview today. We've got fellow YouTuber Enlightize Jasmine here, and we're gonna learn more about her, why she came to Japan, and yeah, not a lot of cuts in this. We're just gonna get the raw Jasmine. So,
Oh no.
yay! There you go. Okay, so Jasmine, where are you from?
I'm originally from Maryland in the United States, but I moved to Washington, D.C. So either or. You choose.
Okay, okay.
Do I look at the camera or do I look at you?
Look at me.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
It's going.
Good. So,
Now I feel like pressured to look at you. Okay.
just look at me. Maintain the eye contact, despite how many urges you get. What? Who?
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Maryland. I was born in Baltimore, but then I moved to the county. Yeah, so the North Maryland
Okay.
in the United States.
Motherfuck. Oh. Yeah. Make sure that door gets closed. Okay, good. Thanks. So, how long you been in Japan for?
I've been in Japan for a little over 5.5 years, actually.
5.5 years.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love Japan. I'm just kidding. No, seriously.
I hate this place. Thanks.
No,
asshole.
seriously. Like, I feel like many people come to Japan for, like, anime or Japanese culture, you know, that. Yeah, I came to Japan originally for that, but I would say maybe after a year or so, I look at Japan, sorry about that, my phone. I look at Japan as kind of a place for me to just focus on me, my hobbies, and what I want. So I'm still greatly attracted to Japanese culture, that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. But I now use my time in Japan and the culture of mainly staying, especially in Tokyo, staying to ourselves, to focus on content like YouTube or writing books or anything else that interests me.
Did you ever live abroad before coming to Japan?
Yeah, so before Japan, I lived in Peru. I was also in Morocco for a short time, France. Yeah, but Japan is definitely the longest place I've lived.
Okay. Well, I mean, why did you... So you said, like, you loved the culture and blah, 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 but, like, what was the spark that made you just, like, take the chance to come over here?
Well then, we have to rewind to elementary school, where we were learning about Japan, Peru, different countries, and my grandmother is a world traveler. So during that time in elementary school when we were learning about Japan, my mom used to always make me and my older sister do book reports based off of what we were learning in school. So we were singing songs about Japan in music class, we were learning about Japan in history class. Like my school did this theme thing about different countries. My stomach is growling, I'm hungry. But so during that time I did book reports in Japan for my mom. And my grandma, she's a world traveler, she would give me books about Japan. So that was the foundation of me wanting to learn more about Japan, because I fell in love with like kimonos and Kyoto and the culture and the technology. And so I started learning Japanese when I was young. I started self-teaching by myself. Well, that means self, right? Yeah. So I started learning by myself. And then I found like a Japanese school that taught Japanese. And after that, I didn't study Japanese for like after high school all the way up until the end of university. So when I went to Peru, this is getting long, but I told you it's a long story. So maybe I didn't. But when I was working, after my contract was up, I moved to Peru. And then literally I just woke up one day and I'm like, hey, I always wanted to come to Japan. I studied Japanese. My inner child was so into Japan, Japanese culture, anime. Why not just go to Japan? I have the money, I have the time, let's just go. So within maybe like 2 hours of me waking up and getting that idea, I bought the plane tickets. After I bought the plane tickets, I'm just like, holy fuck, what am I going to do in Japan? I figured it out though. I'm here. That was a long story. Is that okay?
No, that's wrong. 5 push-ups.
Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, when people ask me, like, why do you come to Japan? Like, anime, titties, food, bada bing, bada boom. But no, I mean, I think we all, like, I think people who like Japan, like, really, really love Japan, they come here and they have, like, there's, like, an urge, like, there's something different. Like, you want, like, I don't know, for me, it's like, I wanted to go to China originally, but China has an asshole visa system of Americans where it's really hard to, like, apply and stuff. But then Japan is, like, I don't know, it's the most developed Asian country, you know, and they got their shit together, it's clean and blah, 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 and I was like, you know what, yeah. Anyway, I came here, I don't know, I wanted to escape the U.S. I didn't like my life in the U.S.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know, do you, okay, so you came here for 5 years and stuff, to learn Japanese. What have you been doing since you moved to Japan?
I don't know why I feel kind of nervous. But since coming to Japan, I've been focusing more on YouTube. So when I started YouTube right before I left the US. Well, I started YouTube kind of seriously right before I left the US. When I moved to Peru, I was doing YouTube a little bit more, and it wasn't until I came to Japan and then I saw the community, the YouTube community here. It's just like, hey, all of these people are taking YouTube seriously. Maybe I can do it too. And so here in Japan, I've been focusing more so on my brand of Enlightize and just my interests. And so people who watch my videos, they usually ask me questions, like the same questions about how I came to Japan. How did I learn Japanese? My Japanese is shit, by the way. How did I learn Japanese? How did I learn Spanish? Or how are you surviving in Japan? How did you find a job? So I was tired of making videos or addressing these questions one-on-one all the time. So I started making content like PDFs. So if you sign up to my free email newsletter, you get a free PDF on how I came to Japan and how you can too. Seriously though.
You assholes better sign up for that shit right now.
Listen to Papa. But yeah, so since coming to Japan, I've been focusing on my brand of Enlightize and how I'm able to survive as an adult in a different country and what is working for me mental wise as well, because especially in Tokyo, like I said before, lots of people get lonely and depressed, and a lot of people who go back to their countries, when they first came here, they had no intention of returning to their countries. But after they came to Japan, they would become depressed because it's not like they see in movies or something like that. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I with my content, I teach people how you can have a strong mindset and not get depressed while in Japan or just being by yourself. So making every day the best day of your life, that's my slogan.
So why is it good? Yeah, hey, there you go. You sold me. Can I have 5 copies of that book, please?
Oh, no, you can have 10. It comes in bulks of 10.
Nice. Okay, good. I'm going to get 20 in case I take 10 on the way home.
Okay.
So, like, why do you think it is that, like, people need to, like, why do you think people get maybe, like, stressed out? Like, you said Tokyo's a very lonely place. Why do you think that is?
Do you mean, like, so...
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a lonely place in that everyone is so busy. Everyone has their job, and everyone is so focused on what they have to do, so they don't really care about, I think they lose track of just living life and having fun. So I feel like, myself included, when I first came to Japan, I thought, like, Japanland, it's a fun place. There's karaoke everywhere.
Yeah.
There's izakayas everywhere. You just get drunk and you go play games and you go sing. That's what Japan or Tokyo looks like from the outside when you just come here for a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. But when you start entering the workforce, you start working and you start trying to become a part of society, your time just dwindles away and you don't have time for that shit anymore. So I feel like people stop visiting their friends or seeing their friends, and they just go into their bubbles, because that alone time that you have, it feels so good because you don't have to put on that fake smile, especially if you're like an English teacher or anything based off of you being a foreigner. You have to put on a fake smile, this persona of being the perfect gaijin. Yeah, so I feel like people, when they have that alone time, they really hone into it. But yeah, so your friendships kind of dwindle away.
I can agree with that. When I first moved to Tokyo, all I did was work and then come home. I was just so tired after work, I didn't want to go out.
Exactly.
Well, so but you're saying that your journal helps people kind of like reflect and realize like what's important? Is that what you're saying, or like that they shouldn't just? Well, what is your suggestion if somebody was like working really hard all day, the train back to home, like, and they're feeling really tired, running on fumes? What should they do?
So my channel, Making Every Day the Best Day of Your Life, is about keeping a strong mindset amidst that. So working all day is not a problem. Commuting, not having time is not a problem if you love it. So if you don't love it, that's when there's a problem. So I learned this the hard way. But because of the experience of never having any time for myself and hating my life, basically, literally, I was able to change my thinking of work. What is work? What do I want to work for me? So my recommendation for people who don't have any time would be, like, why do you think not having time is a bad thing? If you think it's a bad thing, then you have a problem. You should probably change it. So yeah, so with my journal is like a reflection journal. It teaches you how to like have a strong mindset, reflect on your current status, where you're going in life, and it has some badass quotes too. So you should check that out. So,
well, I guess that's okay. So let's play devil's advocate here. Let me be online hater, and you're gonna rebuttal me right here. So it's like, whatever, lady, you live in a dormitory that's like temporary housing for foreigners, you know, and you just have like an English teaching job. Like, why should I take career advice or any kind of life advice from you, lady?
Oh, okay, sure. Well,
hit me back.
Okay, that's fine and dandy. I'm perfectly happy living here in a guest house where I pay less than 1/10 of my income. I can save most of my income and invest it in multiple projects, and I have a place to work. I have free internet. I don't have to pay for any electricity or water. All that shit's included into my really cheap rent. So my investments, the money I'm making on my investments has been increasing exponentially. Also, I've been able to write now 2 books. That's awesome. So I love the place that I'm at right now. So you can do you, hater.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know. That's like the only thing aside from like you're fat is like you live in a dorm or something. My haters always say, and I'm like, dude, I saved so much money living here.
Yes.
And I have a giant study space, and I get to hang out with cool people all day.
Yeah, so like I told you before I was living in this guest house, I was very comfortable. I was living in a share residence, but I don't know if you guys have seen my older videos, but where I lived before, I had my own room, I had a balcony, I had multiple balconies, a theater room, a huge ass kitchen, free beer and wine. It was amazing, but the reason why I couldn't stand it anymore is because although I was making pretty good money, I was bored. I was so bored. I didn't have enough money to save. I was making enough money to like stay there and be comfortable. But because I was so comfortable and I was living there for like 2 years, oh my god, every day was the same. I hated it. I liked it, but I hated that it was too comfortable and familiar with me. So living in a guest house is perfectly okay for the time being.
What was too comfortable for you think? Like, go into detail more about it. Like you said, like what? Like the everyday routine, like eating, just like what's different now versus then?
So first of all, I was living in Chiba because it was cheaper for me to live there and then have all of those amenities. So the commute time, it would take me about like 45 minutes to an hour from where I lived to anywhere in like downtown Tokyo.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, so on the train ride, oh my god, it would be so packed in the evening. So I would have to stand for like an hour on the train like this. I do not miss that. And then on the way, if I was lucky to leave at a time where it wasn't so packed, I would always fall asleep on the train, because I naturally fall asleep in any moving vehicle. And so the time I woke up, like, my eyes would be red and dry because I wear contacts, and I would feel so groggy. So groggy. And so I wasn't in the right mental space for maybe work or meeting people. So, yeah. What was, like, comfortable? What was the other part of your question?
Yeah, so what's different? So, like, why do you feel, like, what was so comfortable about it? Why did you like it? Or, like, why was it you needed to change it? And what's so good about this place now? Like, you said, like, you already said, my ass. You already said that, like, you know, like, it's different, but I mean, like, you said you were too comfortable there.
Yeah, so I had all my basic needs met. I had a bed, I had my privacy, I had a balcony that had beautiful sunsets, but there was no challenge in it. Every day I came home, nice room, nice balcony, nice sunset. There was no contrast.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't, when I first moved there, it was like, wow, this place is amazing. So I was like on a high, but then as time went down, it was just always there, to the point where that high came down to just standard. There was no good, there's no bad, it was just there. So.
Well, like, what, so, you've been living here because, like, you found this place.
You told me about this place.
I told you about, well, but I was still living with Mark when that happened, so you've been here slightly longer than me.
Yeah.
So what do you, what do you think about it? What has changed since, like, the time since you moved in till now? Has anything changed in here?
In the guest house?
Yeah, I'm talking about guest house first. Yeah.
Like, physically?
Anything.
But that's the thing, because I'm now here, I'm so focused on my content that I don't really, I'm kind of antisocial in that I have a small group of people that I talk to. I talk to Sam.
Yay.
And I talk to anyone who I run across, like, or who comes to me in the music room, because I'm usually in the music room. But I don't really focus on anything else that's happening around me, so.
Me too, pretty much. Well,
yeah, because you're always here too. Like, this is your spot. My spot is over there. We just sit and we edit.
We're the Americans. We occupy the Japanese space.
Yeah.
We're bad peoples. Oh, God. They, well, no, I'm just like, okay, well, what about, like, what's changed for you the most, like, since moving into here?
For me?
Yeah, for you. Like, for me, I've been able to save a shitload of money.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I've been able to save so much money. Whereas before, all of my money was just staying afloat in Chiba, so paying all of my bills and then having some money for food and, like, fun by myself.
What's fun by myself?
You know, the toy? I'm just kidding.
Hey, I have one of those.
I'm just kidding.
Said that was a back massager.
No, like, going
you mean,
to...
like, going out and, like, pizza slice?
Yeah, exactly. So going to, like, a restaurant or something. I always went by myself, though, because my friends, we couldn't really, like, align our times because everyone's so busy. So they say. But,
liars.
But yeah, since coming here, I definitely have so much more in savings. I've been reading, like, I've always been a reader, but I've now been able to put into practice what I've been reading in regards to, like, financial books. So, yeah, like I said before, I have many investments now that have been returning nicely for me.
What are the investments? Are you talking about Bitcoin?
Hey. Cryptocurrencies, so not specifically Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is included, and a few stocks.
Okay, so you're mostly doing stocks and crypto. You're not doing, like, Forex or anything?
Forex, I'm still researching, and I have the accounts, but right now, so I was researching Forex, but I'm using the principles that I learned from Forex into cryptocurrencies. So Forex is trading, foreign exchange markets, so I'm trading cryptocurrencies.
It's just funny because, like, there's people here who, like, they bust their asses for working, and then they, like, spend it all on, like, investments, like our buddy Rick or Shin. Or so it's cool though that, like, you have all this extra, like, cash from, like, the cheap rent that, like, you actually can play around.
Yes.
Like, it's not just, like, virtual market or whatever. You can actually play with it, and, like, you're using your own money.
Yes.
And do you? Are you hoping that pays off more than your book, or what's the plan of that?
No, actually, I'm very grateful for this.
Tight if you're gonna be. No.
I'm not just gonna be.
Just stop being sexy. Stop it. Okay.
So I'm really grateful that I'm not expecting to. I'm not expecting to live off of money from the books at all. The books are mainly that I'm reading all of this content and I want to put it somewhere because I did like surveys on my YouTube channel and in my email newsletter, just like, hey, what would you guys think about if I talked about entrepreneur stuff or making businesses or cryptocurrencies? The response wasn't too favorable. So I'm like, where can I put this information? Because this is something that I love. I'm so passionate about. So the books are more so just that, me being able to spit out that information. And hopefully I can make money with it, of course. And all of that money is being reinvested into making more books or more content like that. But yeah, that's not really the business.
It's just part of the business.
Yes, that's part of diversification that I'm doing.
That's right. Don't put one egg in one, or put all the eggs in one basket,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. Well, so okay, so you've been a YouTuber for a while. Why don't you tell me about the controversy of Nobita and how like the whole black community turned on you?
Wait.
Because like, what is it? I feel like the blacks in Japan group on like, especially on Facebook, they're very reactionary. I don't think they're very what is it? I think that many of them are very, very, they don't do any research. They just get angry immediately by a post. But I when I saw, like, basically, why don't you give us context on what the video was and what your response was? Because I actually sided with you, you know, and you gave a very different argument than a lot of other people.
I don't even know the backlash that you're talking about, to be honest. I only know the people that were so supportive of Nobita. So I didn't.
I thought you said you got haters from like the black community and Nobita's community.
Not so much from the black community.
Oh,
from
really?
Nobita's community, hell yes.
So why don't you tell us about that?
Let's see, that was so long ago. But after I made that video, he had one of his subscribers message me like made a comment on every single video of mine at that time, saying apologize to Nobita. And he went to my Instagram as well, saying say sorry to Nobita. The crazy thing is, he could have just copied and pasted that message, but each message was kind of different. I'm like, wow, he puts a lot of effort in this. And at first I thought it was funny, but yeah, okay, that's just one person out of many. Yeah, after I made that video...
Well, what was his video about? Like, what was your response?
So, he had many videos. You're really trying to, like, dig this out.
Hey, people love to hear about
Drama.
highs and lows, right? Not just the mediocrity.
So, it was at the time when Nobita was making a lot of racial videos. And I feel like, not just Nobita, but I feel like especially, like, people who condemn blacks in the US, they kind of negate, like, the path that black Americans had to come up with. They seem to, like, yeah, I don't know how to put this.
Sorry, use your words.
I'm trying to use my words. But yeah, I made that video because at the time Nobita was making so many racial videos and a lot of the facts were wrong and the material that he was using was just not credible. It was a lot of hearsay. It was a lot of his research, because I messaged him. Lots of people don't know. I messaged him, like, I know Nobita. Like, we messaged each other by email quite a few times. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? And he would send me additional information, because I'm telling him, like, why his information is not credible. And he would send me new information. I'm just like, this is a journal entry. This is an opinion piece by someone. So, but the thing is, because he's a bigger YouTuber, lots of people would take that quote-unquote information and then just run with it. And again, because he hasn't lived in a Western country, like he said he's lived there for a short amount of time. I don't know if you guys noticed, his number of how long he's lived there keeps changing. But he hasn't really lived in a Western country to have the strong views that he has. So that's the reason why I decided to make a video addressing it and providing him with some factual information. And I made sure to, like, check my sources, and I asked people to help me check my sources to make sure that they're not, like, extremely biased. yeah, and so that's why I made the Nobita video.
And he had a bunch of haters go over and harass you after that, even though your video was pretty calm and pretty rational.
Yeah,
and everything.
Still.
Yep.
Still.
Because you, like, you know, what is it? You told me that thing. I don't know if you wanted to say it here. Like how you went and talked to him and you guys were going to make a rebuttal video and then he ended up never putting your video out.
Yeah, no. So after we were doing a lot of email exchanges back and forth, he asked me if I wanted to do a video with him addressing the facts. I'm just like, yeah, sure. Could I? So there was another girl that made a video talking about Nobita. Her name is, I don't know if I should say Rose. Her channel is Rose or something. Her video was really good, and I asked Nobita if we could invite her. I didn't know her personally, but I knew also another girl who had something to say because we were talking before, and she brought him up. I don't really like to talk about people like him, especially if there's so much hate around him. But yeah, she brought him up, so I'm just like, hey, let's invite these two girls. So we decided to record with Nobita, and where he addressed his points in his previous videos. And we went to this location, we recorded, and the video ended up being a two-parter. And by the end of the freaking video, he kind of started siding with us, and we kind of just like we kind of proved his arguments wrong on so many accounts. And we were wondering when we finished recording with him, is he really going to release this? Because his viewers are going to be so pissed off because they are so for him and this ideology. Mm-hmm. And he only ended up releasing the first part of the video.
Oh,
and then
slimy snake.
Exactly, he only released the first part of the video. And we were waiting for the second part, and then he just took it all down, I believe. Like, I don't think it's gone. I don't think it's there anymore. But he took down, I think, all of the racial videos, including the one about, like, Muslims or something like that.
So he, like, backtracked, like...
Yeah.
Why do you think he backtracked?
Maybe because of the response. I don't know. I'd like to think we had something to do with it, but I don't know. Because towards the end, he's just like, oh, okay. Because, like, what he was saying, it was like there was no real basis to it. He had no idea. But, yeah, that was a long time ago. Things are different now. That's the past.
Well, like, yeah, I love bringing up, like, past things that get people all hot and heavy, because it's like, I feel that we have these moments in our life where, like, we need, like, an outlet to vent maybe about that stuff. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like we've all had these moments in our life where, like, we've gotten, like, just like, I don't want to, like, I'm so happy it happened because I know I never want to deal with that bullshit ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
So what, okay, well, moving on from that, it's like happy YouTube stuff. So, like, what kind of content do you make now, and what kind of content do you want to make moving forward?
Right now, I make content about my life and why every day is the best day of my life. Because before, I thought it was more like vloggy and me just talking. Mm-hmm. But the direction that I'm going into now. So before, I was putting a lot of work into editing my videos. And I was just telling you about this.
Yeah.
I was putting so much effort into my editing. For example, when I went into a cult here in Japan, that video, I'm so proud of that video.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, you did a whole video about, like, going into, like,
Happy Science. I still get so many responses on Facebook because I posted it on Facebook too, and YouTube from Happy Science people, and they're happy. But the lady who took me to the Happy Science Church and the people I met there, they were so pissed and they blew up my phone and they think I'm really confused and they want to address my questions. But yeah, the content that I make now is more just about viewing my life here in Japan and doing what I do. So my investments, more so my investments are on my private Facebook group. But yeah, just life in Japan and why every day is the best day of my life.
So, like, do you think that it's like, do you see yourself getting like 100,000, 1 million subscribers someday on YouTube?
So, yes, but making YouTube my business was never the plan. And only being a YouTuber was never my plan. I always wanted to do YouTube almost as marketing for a different business. So, for example, doing YouTube and showing my progress while I'm making a business. But I always wanted to be like a bigger YouTuber as well. So, just not that's not my focus.
Well, what
just YouTuber.
Where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
Oh, okay. 5 years.
Tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years also?
Okay, 5 years. I definitely have about 500,000 subscribers.
500,000?
Come
on, it's aiming low, don't you think?
That's a start. Okay. Maybe more. 500,000 or more, and more subscribers. I have businesses that help entrepreneurs in developing countries, because that's also my background, international development. Helping entrepreneurs in developing countries with YouTube and with whatever business that they want. I can get more into that later. Yeah, I also have a house in Hawaii. I live in Vietnam and Japan.
Why Hawaii?
Because I love to surf.
You love to surf?
Yeah.
You've surfed before?
Yeah, in Peru. And Taiwan.
Can you stand up on the board?
Yes! That's surfing.
I thought black people couldn't swim. I'm surprised you can even stand up with nobody. Like, all my friends are like, I don't know, I've tried surfing before, but I've got that, yeah, for me it's a different story, but for all my friends, even when they try surfing, like, it's so hard for them to stand up. You can actually stand up on the board, though.
Yes, that's surfing.
Why don't you have any videos of this on your YouTube?
I have it on Facebook. But it's difficult to make videos, especially if you're in a different country, because I was surfing in Peru and Taiwan, because people are going to steal the camera.
Oh, you didn't have anyone there with you?
No, because I travel by myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Strong, independent lady right here.
That's me.
Yay. Do you ever see yourself moving back to the States?
Hawaii.
Hawaii? Only Hawaii?
Maybe have a place in Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
Oh, why Washington, D.C.?
I love the feel of professionalism, class, and just the feel of it just feels really nice.
It's like, this is the mover and shaker, well, not political mover and shaker town, maybe. Something, important words, okay.
Yeah, that kind of flew over, sorry.
Yeah, I meant like, you know, you totally forget that most of the people that work there probably live around there too, so.
Actually, most people who work in D.C. live in Maryland, on the cusp of Maryland, or
why, for like
D.C.
tax reasons or something?
No, because D.C. is so small, and it's hella expensive. So, and Virginia, Arlington.
I lived in Maryland for a couple months in Ocean City.
Oh yeah, you told me!
Those crabs were so good.
Yeah.
I always used to think, like, what's the big deal about crabs? And then I had the spinach, or no, what is it? Spicy celery, whatever. They had this thing called Old Bay spice or something.
Yes, the Old Bay's from Baltimore.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's so good.
Yes. We put that on everything.
Seafood.
We put that, we put it on our seafood. We put it on chicken, French fries, everything. Oh my god,
it's so good. I saw some guy. He has a Thailand channel. I think it's called like Kicking for Rides or Rides for Kicks or something. And he's just this old dude in Thailand, but he's from East Coast, and he's like, I got me some of this Bay spice, and I was like, oh fuck,
Old Bay!
I totally forgot about it.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta do a cooking video of Old Bay spice here in the guest house.
It's difficult to find, I think.
We could probably Amazon it or something.
Maybe.
And get a viewer. Anybody watching here, you send a thing of Old Bay spice to the P.O. box. The P.O. box is down below. You fucking send that stuff right now. Oh man. So. Okay, so we talked about YouTube, we talked about Japan. Do you see yourself living in Japan for a long time, like from now, or are you thinking about bailing soon?
No, I think I've always wanted to have a place in Japan. So I want a house or a condo, something in Japan. Yeah. I always considered Japan to be another home. I don't consider it to be my home base, but it's very close. Oh, even before I came here the first time, when I was a child, I considered Japan to be one of my homes. It was funny, growing up, people would say, like, where do you want to be, like, in the future when you're older? Where do you want to live? I never thought, even when I was in elementary school, I never ever thought I would live in one place. That's a crazy thing.
Did you move around a lot as a kid?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow. I moved around like probably 20 times before I moved to Japan. It's okay. Just don't have a lot of stuff. That's what I learned. You can move around a lot, just don't have a lot of stuff.
I'm still kind of nervous. I don't know why.
Don't worry, this is not that same casting couch. This is a different kind of casting couch. Do you think you'd ever, what is it, so like, but you're, you know, you said you like to travel around a lot. Do you see yourself like getting married, having kids anytime, or you just feel like you're kind of like single, independent lady till you're 50 and can't have kids?
Ouch.
I don't know. I mean, like, for me, like, I think it's, like, it's weird because, like, guys, like, we can have kids pretty much. Like, I met this 62-year-old American dude who had, like, a 2-year-old daughter with this Japanese woman when I lived in Chiba. And I was like, holy shit, 62-year-old guys can have babies? Like, fuck. Like, that's crazy. But I know of women, the internal clock is, like, a real, like, thing, you know? So.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a guy that's 80 who had a baby. Well, he didn't have the baby, but like, yeah,
That's
he's
amazing.
80. There's a YouTube video.
Yeah, so like guys don't really have that, you know, it's either your sperm count is low or it's low, but
Yeah.
like there's no time limit. But what about you? Because I don't know, it's weird. I see you being like the career mom and like who marries the stay-at-home husband or something. It's like, I have a job, okay? Mommy has jobs. Daddy changes the
Oh, but
diapers.
you see me as a family person?
I see you as a family person as long as you're in control of the family and you're keeping your career. I don't see you being like the at-home mom who juggles all the kids while doing her at-home like computer work and stuff.
Yeah, no. Actually,
You know.
actually, who was it I was talking to? I was saying, like, maybe it was Shin. I don't think it was Shin, though. But I was talking about, like, how when I have kids, they're definitely going to, like, boarding school or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, I came to a philosophy that all parents fuck up their kids.
Yeah.
You can't... Parents will try to protect you from the experiences that they went through, I feel. But that's only their experiences, right? There are so many experiences. So no matter what you do, you're going to fuck up the kids. So why not just send them off somewhere? So like...
So at least if they're gonna get fucked up, you can at least, you know, stay
You're the
up and
good
drink
guy.
wine.
You're the good guy.
You're the good guy.
No. I'm just half kidding. Half kidding. But I really do think that everyone is their own person. Everyone comes into this world by themselves. They're gonna die by themselves. It's up to you to deal with your inner demons, I feel. So as long as my kids can realize why mommy did it.
Why did mommy do it?
But
Why?
like, it's going to be up to them to fight their demons of just like, if I feel like if I have kids and I keep them around, they're gonna be like, oh, you never let me do anything. If I send them to boarding school, oh, you never loved me. It's like a lose-lose situation. So like, I'm going to teach them that no matter what, people are going to, like, the people that you love the most, your best friends, they're always going to fuck you over. They're gonna fuck you over. So I'm going to teach them to just like roll with it and make every day the best day of their life. It's okay. They're like, the day will go on.
You're gonna be like this famous Martha Stewart-esque like mom who's like, I'm perfect, and then your kids are gonna write a blog about you 20 years later being like, that bitch sent me to boarding school, she loved her carear more than me.
And they're gonna make money. They're gonna make money from it, from doing it. So
hey,
it takes care of itself. It doesn't bother me. Like, that's their problem. But like, I know it sounds so cold. It sounds cold, but yeah. But yeah, I definitely plan on, I don't know about getting married, maybe getting married. But I plan on having a husband or partner and having kids. But I definitely want to keep my career, and I want the guy that I'm with has to have his own thing going, has to have a business, or just, he's so happy. He knows how to make himself happy.
You're literally just the cherry on top of the cake. He's already got the cake.
Exactly. I actually do a different, I say a different scenario. I say, like, I want the guy, his life to be a sundae, a perfect sundae, ice cream sundae. I'm just the cherry on top. You don't need a cherry to make the perfect sundae.
But it's just a bonus.
Exactly.
His life was great, even if you weren't there, but you make it just that much better.
Exactly.
I think that's what a lot of people need to figure out when it comes to relationships.
Yes, I think so too.
I have so many friends that are just so like codependent. It's disgusting.
I've been in that relationship too.
You have?
Yeah, because I've been in that I can say this now. That like if someone leaves, like you're good, I'm still good. Do you? I'll find someone else. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like Jerry. What is it, Jerry Seinfeld? That episode where he breaks even. You don't remember that? Well, there's that episode where it's like Jerry. He talks about how it's like he always breaks even in life. So it's like he loses a job, he gets a new job the same day.
Yeah.
He loses $20, but then he finds $20 in his like bed or something. It's like. You know, and so when this girl, this woman, he's always dating a new chick every episode, but this one woman, he's at the diner with her, and she's like, I think we should break up, and he's like, that's fine. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I always break even. Like, you'll have a great life, and then do you, and yeah, thank you for this time we spent together. And she's like, wait, what? Be sad, be angry, you know? I feel like you give away a lot of your power when you invest your emotions so much into another person.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, what if they die?
Well, okay, but yeah.
Or what? Oh, I mean, like, what if they die, or what if they turn out to be people who don't? What is it? I think the worst part about breakups is that you realize that person didn't love you as much as you love them. For the most part, I think. If you're the one breaking, I don't know. Every time I've broken up with a girl, it's because I didn't really like her, or I mean, I didn't love her as much as she loved me.
My breakups has always been mutual, or I'm the breaker-upper.
You bad girl.
But
she's bad.
But I was a breaker-upper because of the codependency. Yeah.
Jasmine, it's been 5 minutes. Why didn't you text me? Come on.
Yeah. No, seriously. And then one guy, I think you met him, but one guy, his goal was to go back to a prefecture in Japan, like bumfuck. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful prefecture. I'm not gonna say it, but go back to that prefecture and become like a taxi driver, and I'll be a housewife. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, like I tried because I loved him. I'm just like, I can try to do this. Maybe a few days later, I'm just like, nope,
nope,
I can't do this. I can't do this.
I think that's why it's always good if you're in a relationship to go on like a 2-week vacation with somebody. Really feel like what it's like to be with that person for 24 hours, like a day, like 2 weeks straight. You know, that's why I always tell people, or like my guys who watch my videos, I'm like, if you're in a new relationship, get the girl angry as soon as possible. Because you get to see a person's real self when they get angry. And if you're okay with that and you can deal with that, then that's good. But it's better to see that stuff as soon as possible. It's a shit test for dudes.
That's horrible.
It's not bad. No, I mean, like, I think, like,
I like how you said that, too. It's a shit test for dudes.
It's a shit test. Well, I mean, girls give shit tests to guys all the time.
Like what?
Like what? For example, like, you go out to pay... And the guy is like, she pulls out the wallet, like she's gonna pay, but then she's waiting for the guy to do that. Or she's waiting for the guy to be like, I'll pay for it. But she's like slowly taking it out just to do that. Or if she says something like, oh, for example, like the funny thing, like clip in Futurama when like Leela is gonna get married to the other guy or something, and the guy's
like that?
Well, anyway, the other guy's like friend is there with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's like, they're getting married. It's
like slide remarks like that.
Well, it's like sleight of hand stuff, but also it's like, for example, like my buddy Mike. I think it was Mike. I've told this on the stream before. Like we were in high school. We're riding in his car. He's dating this new girl. And he's like playing Metallica or something, and she's like, I hate Metallica. Why are you playing this music? I hate this kind of music. And she's basically seeing if he'll buckle to like, he'll change the CD because he wants to make her feel comfortable. And it's like times like that where it's like, if you can tell she's just doing this to kind of like test you to see if you'll buy her stuff, then it's like, no. And then like, of course he's like, he just turned it up louder, and he's like, I guess we gotta break up. And she's like, what? But she really, like, he was really hot. So, like, she was like, okay, I'll deal. But, like, there's little tests like that in every, like, social interaction, I think, where people are well, I mean, like, especially if it's, like...
Who are you hanging out with?
I'm just psychologists. I don't know. People who practice NLP. No, I'm just saying, like, this is, like, subtle stuff in social interactions that a lot of people don't think of, but they happen all the time. So it's like, if you know that, because like people, I always think, like, what is it? They say that like people are unique, people are special. Not, people are just living things just like animals. Like we all have patterns, and that's why it's so crazy about the media. Is like, or like big companies like Facebook. You know, the more data they can track, the more like the less unique humans become.
Yeah.
Because you can recognize our patterns. Like, what was it? There's a guy who got angry at Target because they sent his family like coupons for pregnancy tests and like baby stuff, but it turns out like his daughter was searching for like pregnancy tests and shit, so like Target knew that his daughter was pregnant before he did. So it's like humans like that, when you're talking to people in a social interaction, there's many patterns, there's many like things that come up that are not unique, that happen all the time, and if you realize those little patterns, then you can see when that's happening, and you can not take advantage of it, but not be taken advantage of. Anyway, read about NLP, guys. It's not that hard. But no, I'm just saying for like, I don't know why we brought this up, shit tests. But anyway, I think we were talking about guys and girls and shit tests. But yeah, getting girls angry. Well, the whole point is though, if the getting girls angry part is just like, I think it's better that you see that stuff early on versus like 2 years down the line. And it's like, I've never seen my girlfriend angry at all. And then it's like, oh shit, you're a different person. What the fuck? Oh,
because she was building it up. It's okay. I do that. I'm honest. Yeah.
So, what are you into?
What do you mean?
I don't know, music, pop culture.
But...
Changing the subject, totally segueing.
Actually, again, because... Yeah, I've completely neglected other interests because I'm so focused on my content. So I only listen to music when I hear something and someone tells me, this music is this, Jasmine. Oh, okay, I can search it now. But if I hear something I like, I'm not going to take the extra effort to find it.
Do you think that you're sacrificing a lot of social
definitely.
Stuff
definitely.
Are you okay with that? But you're okay with that?
Yeah, because like I see my money growing. It feels good.
The bank account is growing.
Yeah, but again, living in this guest house, I have interaction if I want it. I can see you. When I was living in Chiba, I was focusing really hard. I was focusing so hard that I had to go to the clinic a few times because I was dehydrated.
Oh wow.
And that's a video of it. So, yeah, me too. I don't know if it's enough. He didn't even check me. I just told him like, hey, I fainted. Oh, you're dehydrated. Hey, drink water.
Drink water. Sleep.
Yeah, he didn't do any tests or anything.
Clothing during the summer.
Yeah, and then another doctor, he wanted to practice his English on me. That's a video. Yeah,
the doctor wanted to just be like, oh, where from?
Yeah, and I'm just like, hey, I feel really sick. Oh, ちょっとわかんない.
My daughter is sick. Oh, you'd be great friends with her. Please. What's his phone number?
Oh God, that guy.
I don't know. The doctors here, somebody in my stream last night, they were like, I have cystic fibrosis or multiple, I don't know, something like where it's like bad disease, but they, you know, as long as they have treatment, they can get it. But he's like, what, you know, should I, how is Japan or whatever? And I was like, dude, as long as you know, learn Japanese to somewhat, and also, like, just remember, doctors here are cold as shit. They're really cold, they have no bedside manner, and they rush you in and out of their place as fast as possible. So, as long as you're okay with that, it's fine.
Yeah. But you go to Japanese-speaking doctors too, right?
Yeah, I don't go to English-speaking doctors at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they can speak English. I've never spoken English to any of my doctors, though. Whenever I go to the doctor, I always just research before I go. So, like, when I had, like, my kidney or liver stuff that happened, like, a couple months ago, I had to do at least like half a day's worth of research for like words and stuff. So
I like that, but not when it comes to health.
Baby. Nice cock. Anyway, so can you close the door? We're filming right now. What? Can you close the door? We're filming.
But I love the feeling in Japan. I told you before.
Yeah.
I love the feeling when I want to do something. It's a challenge. I love that challenge. In America, I was also bored because if I need something, I can just ask my neighbor or someone. But here, if I want to go to the post office, the bank, I don't mess with the clinic though.
Yeah.
I go to English speaking doctors. But anything else, I have to study the words and sentences and the grammar before I go. And I love that feeling because it's like a sense of accomplishment. Hey, this word works. It really works.
So Jasmine, I'll wrap up the interview now-ish, but can you tell me what's like 3 big projects you're working on right now?
Right now, I'm finishing up my journal. That should be released maybe the time this is out. I don't know when this will come out.
I don't know either.
Yeah, exactly. So the time that my journal it's a 30-day journal to basically kick ass. It's in the title. It says kick ass. Like, it's an amazing journal. Every single day you have a writing prompt to help you self-reflect, write your goals, what are they called? Affirmations, your to-do list to stay organized. Are you drinking water? Because I got dehydrated, you get it? That's in my journal. So you can check if you're drinking water. And it has some really nice quotes that make, that I reflect on. Like, really, it has quotes that, really, I'm losing my words now. Edit out. It also has quotes that help me reflect on who I am and keeps humor, because I think humor is integral to just making every day the best day of your life. So
don't take yourself too seriously. Okay, so
exactly.
You got the journal. What else?
Yeah, the journal. I also have another book that I'm writing. This one is more so on finances and money, because now I'm in this space. So basically, I'm not teaching anyone how to do anything. It's just what works for me. Yeah. And then my YouTube videos, of course. So I'm kind of changing my YouTube videos to be more so, like I said before, why every day is the best day of my life here in Japan with Tkyosam.
Oh yeah, that's the send-off right there. That's the good part. Well, thanks, Jasmine, today for coming here and letting me interview you.
Thank you. I was really nervous. I don't know why.
I think it's just because I'm just so attractive today. That's why. You can't help it.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's definitely the truth. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put her link in the description down below. So go over and check out Jasmine. She's one of my very good friends here, and she makes really good videos. And,
thank you.
And she's actually a really nice person.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And conceited. Okay.
Yay! Okay, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe, motherfuckers. Yes. Okay.
That's how you talk to your subbies?
Subbies? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jazz.
Thank you.